You just gotta hold it. I already pushed the record button.
Okay, so the way that we're gonna harvest these is we're trying not to disturb the soil as much as possible, okay? No-till, minimal disturbance on the soil so that we don't affect or disrupt the mycorrhiza that's growing constantly, the good bacteria inside the soil system. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a spade, a shovel, whatever you can, and we're just gonna simply loosen up. We're just gonna dive down a little bit until we start hearing some of those roots, and we're just gonna lift up slightly, okay? When you do that, you're gonna hear the tear of the roots down below. You don't wanna disrupt the bulb either. And once you do that, you can simply start tugging on that garlic. Ooh, that's a tiny one. That's like 1 clove, and you get your garlic right out, okay? Minimal disturbance of the soil. Once you do that, pull your spade back out and kind of repack that, if you will. That's my process. What you don't want to do is just try to yank this out and pull it, because you're going to tear the stem away from the garlic clove itself, and you cannot have that happen yet because this hasn't cured. You need the stem to cure. And the last thing I'll mention is, when do you harvest your garlic? This has been in the ground since last October, okay? We really did some compaction or compressed gardening where we only separated these about 2 inches apart. 52 cloves, 2 inches apart. I actually used a press for this, and we stuck them in the ground about 1 inch, okay? And then we covered them back up. When to harvest is when you start to have your first 2 to 3 sets of leaves turn brown. Okay, right here we've actually got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the rest are green, okay? The curing process can take up to 3 weeks. So once you have got all these out of the ground, you want to lay them on a flat surface, and I'll show you an example of some garlic that I harvested last weekend because I had a quick chance to do it. Once you, and they look the same. They had some green stems, okay? And this is garlic that I harvested last weekend, and it's on a drying rack, okay? It's got airflow, air circulation underneath and on top, but as you can see, the leaves have gone from that, majority of green, and we started to do when we started to notice the 2 to 3 stems at the bottom turning brown. That was when I made the decision to go ahead and harvest these, okay? They're out of the elements of, the primary element is you don't want them in the direct sunlight. You just want them in the shade, and making sure that they get plenty of airflow to prevent any mildew or mold from reaching the actual garlic.